Hey guys, this is Matt Black here with Leisureland RV Center, home of the warranty forever. Today on Tips and Tricks, we're going to talk to you guys about seams and seals. Guys, the reason that we're talking about seams and seals today is to let you guys know that water damage is the #1 killer of RVs. Whether it be a roof water damage or wall water damage, it is the #1 problem that we run into in a repair shop. Alright guys, always inspect all 4 corners of the trailer. Look for any cracking, bulging of the sealant coming out of the sides of the unit. You'll notice on this side a lot of the butyl rubber has spit out of the seams and seals on this side. So this is a product that needs to be scraped and resealed. Another extremely important area is going to be what we call crown sealing. Crown sealing is done around all of your hatches, windows, and everything that's bolted to the side of the unit. You want to make sure there's no cracking, separation in these seams and seals, and if there is any cracking, you definitely want to have qualified personnel take care of these seals for you. As you can see on this marker light, guys, this seal has dry rotted and cracked, so this will definitely be a point of intrusion of water. This here's another great water intrusion spot that a lot of manufacturers don't seal from the factory, and it's right around these baggage latches. You can definitely crown seal these all the way around the front side and help keep the water intrusion down to a minimum. Guys, here's another area at which you'll see the crown sealing has become cracked and dry cracked. Once again, a great spot for water intrusion. One thing I would like to note for everybody is a lot of your furnace discharges do not have crown sealing around them, and that's because of the heat that's generated by the furnace when it's in the on position. This is another vital area that we see in a lot of coaches, that we have a lot of separations of seams and seals, is around the refrigerator access cover. So what we see here is this is a plastic housing, and it's a pretty large housing, so they end up warping a little bit, and you end up getting large gaps in the corners of the seams and seals on this. So it's something that you want to keep an eye on, once again, on an annual basis. Alright guys, here on these hatches you can see very clearly on this baggage hatch here that the seams and seals are completely gone on this, and there's a lot of separation within this seal at the top here. This unit needs to be scraped and resealed all the way around. As you can see, this light has separated from the unit. This can actually happen during the winter as water runs down this unit from the roof. It builds ice behind this light and actually can push it away. Once again, if the seals are fully intact in this particular area, it can keep separation from this like this happening. Alright guys, now we're up on the roof and we're going to start talking about seams and seals on the roof. This sealant around these vents are called lap sealant. This lap sealant does get degraded by UV rays over time. If you look extremely close here, you'll see some dry cracking, and you can even see some large cracking with this sealant. Definitely something you want to take care of on an annual basis, and I do recommend everybody get on their roof at least twice a year and inspect all the seals. Alright guys, the front seam is another area that we see a lot of damage in this area. A good indication that you're getting some water intrusion is to see some bubbling and some delamination in the wood ply on top of the roof. This is definitely the start of some water damage, and if this is taken care of now, it's minimal repairs needed. If this goes another year or two, we could have to replace this roof panel. This crown sealant is done usually from the lower edge of any device that's bolted to the side of the unit, works its way up and around the top, and stops just short of a full seal on the other side. This is a normal installation of a window or items on the outside of a coach. As you can see here guys, we've got another crown sealant that comes up and around the refrigerator vent, fully intact, nothing flexing, comes all the way around the fall quarter and stops just short of the bottom on the opposite side. As we talked earlier in the video about bad seams and seals, you can see this particular furnace vent does have sealant across the top side. Some do have sealant because the heat is not dissipated far enough to cause the sealant to burn. Other ones, they are not sealed at all with sealant around the outside. Once again here, guys, you're going to see that all of the accessories bolted to the side of the trailer are all crown sealed. Your utility lights, your solar inlets, your ladder stanchions, your cable inlets, your shower box, your tail lights. A good corner seal should have no bulging of any butyl tape bulging out of it, and it should have a nice seal going up and down the unit from top to bottom. If you're seeing cracking or any bulging in these seals, you may think about having it addressed at your local dealership. Some of your exterior baggage compartments will have crown seal on them, but they do not have butyl rubber installing this particular frame. So you'll notice some bubbling in this sealant where the foam has allowed some air to escape when they tighten this down. This is extremely normal, but you do not want to see any cracking within the seal. Another key area that you need to keep an eye on is all your slide seals. Slide seals usually have two different types of seals. You have what we call the bulb seal, which this is what seals the unit when it's fully opened or fully closed, depending on which side of the wall it's on. And then we have a wiper seal, which is the seal that keeps the air from flowing positively through the coach. You want to make sure that these seals are in good shape, there's no tattered pieces, and that they're fully fastened all the way up and down your slide. You want to do this a couple times a year. Guys, another key area that you need to pay attention to, and this is usually not water that gets intruded by rain. This is usually water that gets intruded from draining your water heater. A lot of water heaters have a two-piece base, and they need to be sealed together to properly seal this lower plate. As you can see, this has been done by the manufacturer to seal the two plates together. Alright guys, another key area to remember to look for leaks on the unit is on the slide. You'll see this slide where the T-bar mounts against the slide, that we have this nice seam tape here. You want to make sure that this seam tape is not coming up in any of the areas, and if it is, you'll need to remove that and replace that. Alright guys, another key area that I'd like for you all to pay attention to is your upper wiper seal. You always want to make sure that your upper wiper seal overlaps your side wiper seals. This will ensure that any water falls off the upper wiper seal and onto the lower wiper seal. If the wiper seal is tucked underneath, you can clearly run water into the lower bulb seal, which will cause leaks inside the trailer. Here we've got a front seam that's in really good shape, but it's something that I would like for everybody to keep their eyes on. This is the #1 area for water intrusion and water damage on 90% of coaches that we have come through our shop. So please pay attention to all of the lap sealant on top of your roof and inspect it at least twice a year to make sure that you have no water damage that's going to happen or that has happened. Skylights are another area where we see a lot of damage. As you can see around this skylight, that all the lap sealant is all whole, no cracking or any damage, sun damage to these at any particular area. So this is once again another area that you guys really need to keep an eye on to make sure that you're keeping your trailer in tip-top shape. Guys, thanks for coming this week to Tips and Tricks from Leisureland RV Center, the home of the warranty forever. We look forward to seeing you next week with the next segment of our episodes.